So, I'm really burned out on the whole COVID talk. We're recording this middle of September, so we've been dealing with this for really 6 months. And I think that a lot of people are burned out on just talking about it in general. It's kind of overwhelming. But I think that there's, especially as a small business owner, there's positives that you can take. And through this, as a small business owner, I think a lot of us, if not everyone, has had to make an adjustment, whether it was offering a different service or adjusting how you treated clients or patients, whatever, or maybe even just financially kind of taking a step back and looking at how you do that. So give me one positive that you've taken out of COVID, and if it was different for you because you really had to shut down. Give me a positive that you've taken out of this that you can, going forward, you can use in your business to make it better.
Sure, yeah. Well, you said it. I'm sick of COVID, that's for sure. Sick of hearing about it. But I think a main thing was just really taking a step back and looking at the balance between business and relationships. Sometimes we get so caught up in the daily grind and everything that we kind of lose sight of those relationships. What's really important? Why are we even doing this in the first place?
Sure.
Our home life with our spouses and with our friends and our team workers and patients, kind of looking at that balance of not, because we couldn't come to work. And so that's kind of the other thing, is not taking things for granted. I think, especially in America, we kind of get used to all these liberties that we have, and we forget to step back and, we take going to work for granted.
Sure.
I mean, as silly as that sounds, most of the time you're like, oh man, I don't want to go to work. Like, I have to go to work. And then for those couple of months, we were like, oh my gosh, I just want to go to work. Like, I never thought I would hear myself say that, But I always thought, like, okay, if I couldn't go to this job, I could go be a bartender, I could go wait tables, or I could be a delivery person and make money. If that's kind of, I don't know, in the back of my head, I'm like, we'll be able to survive because I can always go do these jobs. Well, guess what? You couldn't do any of those jobs.
Right.
There was literally no way for you to make money.
Yeah.
So I think that as a business owner taught me to be like, hey, you need to make sure you always have those emergency reserves, because luckily COVID hit me at an okay time. If it would have happened last year, I don't know. I didn't really have those funds set aside. I wasn't in that place in my business. I don't know what would have happened if it would have been last year. But this year, financially, I had some money set aside. My husband had, we had another source of income. We could live off of my husband's income.
Yep.
So I think just not getting spread too thin, not living too large, because you never know what's going to happen. So I think that's the lesson it taught, was just to make sure you have your emergency reserve fund, because life's good and it's going well and you think it's going to keep going well. And, you kind of get lulled into that, and you have to think, you never know you have to expect the unexpected, because life can knock you on your butt sometimes.
Yeah.